Ready?
Hi! Hey! Welcome to the Special K podcast 2020-2025. Now, my name is Juelz and this is Kristy, Graham, Kumabe! Did you miss that sound?
Yes. You know how many people have been saying, when is the podcast coming back? We missed the...
Just for that.
Just for that.
Now,
They don't care what we talk about.
Yeah, no. Oh.
No.
So we just come in here and just chat. Now, big news, big things are happening this year.
Lots of big things are happening this year.
Now, we started this podcast because, this is your journey onto the big stage. And that's going to pretty much change this year. There's going to be huge changes. I can't. Anyway, look, I was going to say, one of us is pregnant. Which is really going to affect you on the stage, isn't it?
It's going to change our plans.
Yeah, it is going to change our plans. What month were we going? August.
Yeah.
July, August, September.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, announce to people what's happened.
To me? Well, the birds and the bees.
Yeah.
The story is that one of us has thrown a spanner in the freaking works.
Well, yeah, one of us laid on our back and got pregnant. Is there a reason you've only been posting back videos on your Instagram?
I've just been protecting things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any reason why you're wearing an oversized
To make you look skinny.
Ooh, this happened.
Juelz is pregnant.
Oh, which ruins our plans of me going to America with you to continue this podcast and do this whole journey because I'm due in July, which is 5 months away. And you'll be over there.
Yeah. So, if all goes to plan and I do the first show, it is very possible that baby Juelz is coming when I qualify for Olympia. Would that not be like the best, most... I just got covered in goosebumps. I'm covered in goosebumps.
I'll be laying there.
Covered in goosebumps.
Pushing. Going, come on, Kristy.
Tense, Kristy, tense. I literally, look at me, I'm covered in goosebumps.
Oh my gosh, you are too.
Qualify for Olympia and baby Juelz is coming.
Yeah, baby Juelz is coming.
Can I take off this big shirt now? Because I'm sweating.
Yes, you can.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
But I need to put little Fluffy on the thing and it's not working.
That's all right. I'll hold this.
You'll hold the Fluffy?
You hold the Fluffy.
So Juelz is pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time mama, geriatric pregnancy.
And I'm definitely not pregnant. Yeah, so exciting.
Yeah, it
So
has been.
we have been keeping that a little secret.
We have.
For weeks now, since like...
since last year. So, because I was feeling like absolute shit. And I've been so annoyed with most of the women in my life that are mums because I was like, why didn't anyone fucking tell me that this actually feels not good at all? I haven't been feeling well.
Oftentimes that first 14 to 16 weeks, it doesn't feel very good.
No. It's really not.
But I think it's one of those things. It's, you know what, it's like training and everything. You forget about the pain, you forget about the nausea, you forget about everything because that feeling on the other side of achievement of whatever it may be is so wonderful and magical that you forget about all the shit that you've been through. Yeah. Because pregnancy is the same. You know, I often relate pregnancy to prep.
Yeah,
Practice stage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a journey.
It's a journey.
Just taking every day as it comes, but I'm really grateful that the last, 2 weeks I've been feeling really great. My energy's back. I'm allowed to train again, which I'm really excited about because, I just thought I'd nourish my body for the first 14 weeks, which has been great, but I'm excited to get some movement and some lifting back into my life.
I can't wait for you to move again.
It's also bloody, it can be quite depressing when when you can only walk, I get quite...
Even though it's the simple things that make the big difference. And I think
Yeah.
we talked about that, didn't we? Just walking in water.
Yeah,
Is what makes a big difference. But when you're used to moving and that empowering feeling of lifting weights, that you definitely miss that.
Oh, especially too, because I just started training with you
Making some good
year.
progress too, hey.
And I could feel my body was coming back, and I was feeling myself. And I actually think that's probably why I felt pregnant.
I was about to say, you were in such a great position. Your body was
happy.
And you know what? I have another client. She's probably going to be laughing. She was the same. She was training, got a really healthy, whatever. And she's like, Kristy, I'm pregnant. I'm like, yeah, Mom.
Also too, because as you know, I love drinking. I love a drink. I love prosecco. I love my wines. But because we were in a challenge before I fell pregnant, for 6 weeks before I fell, I hadn't been drinking because I was like, all right, I'm going on a booze ban while I do this challenge, and then I'll have a drink after. But then I found out I was pregnant. And I was like, shit!
But the challenge continues.
But anyway,
That's so good.
Yeah, so
good.
Now you're going to see us both get bigger.
Yeah.
As we
so exciting.
As we go on.
Yeah. It'd be good to get you moving again.
Yes.
Training.
100%.
Juelz and I used the same obstetrician.
Yes.
So Juelz is using the same obstetrician that I had to have my all three boys.
Yeah.
So he knows me
quite
well.
Yeah.
Actually, very well.
Very bloody well.
Very well.
So I am classed as a geriatric pregnancy.
So old.
Because I'm just about to turn 38 this month. And so obviously the first 12 weeks or whatever, I had to take it very easy just to make sure that everything was going to be okay. So I had to stop training, and then I was given the all clear about 2 weeks ago. And I said to him, I actually train with Kristy and Kumabe. You know her. She's an ex-patient of yours. And he's like, oh, yeah, I do. And he's like, as long as you don't lift as much as what she does, I ain't going that far. But I'm really excited to I don't know how do you say it, but just maintain that strength and fitness that during pregnancy.
That goes into the topic, doesn't it, of training while pregnant?
Yeah.
So many mums are scared of training while pregnant, and there's that whole stigma around training while pregnant. If it's good, if it's bad, and I think it comes down to feeling your body.
Absolutely.
And obviously training with someone that you trust as well. But training while pregnant is totally safe. Totally safe.
I feel like Tia Claire Toomey really changed the game, by her when she fell pregnant with her daughter. And then she was posting videos of her still doing CrossFit. Obviously tapered back compared to what she normally did, but she was still training and doing box jumps and everything. So I feel like that's really opened it up for women to go.
There's some really great role models out there, like in the bodybuilding industry, if I'm to name a couple. Lauren Simpson's one.
Yes.
Emily Kingbodies is another one. That I just loved watching there. Sheridan Sky Fit is another one. They are three. Definitely go and follow them. If you're pregnant and a bodybuilder and whatever. But I just love that they shared their journey through pregnancy and trained through their pregnancy, stayed really nice and fit and healthy, adapted as they needed to as they went, but really were good advocates for listening to the body and nourishing the body. And keep going, keep moving, staying strong and feeling empowered while you're pregnant.
No, because it is a bit of it. It does takes a lot of adjusting, when you fall pregnant. Something I didn't realize that I would be like, oh shit, I really need to adjust, certain things. Because I was, the first 12 weeks I was like, I'm so nauseous that I don't feel like anything, feel like eating anything, but I know I have to eat something. And then you eat something and you feel a little bit better for about 2 minutes, and then you feel shit again.
No, and it's that thing.
and it's
Everyone's different. Like every pregnancy is different, and like we just said before, like how does this little pea take so much energy from your body? But you need to realize, like, you're growing a human being.
Yeah.
Like it's actually mind blowing what the body does. And
I try not to think about it too much because it's actually quite creepy. Like
it's crazy, isn't it?
Hell
it's absolutely crazy. If you go into depths about it, which I won't because you don't want to know. But what the body does, and if you're interested in it, like look at week by week what the body does, the female body does, and what it actually grows. Yeah. Each week. Yeah. Like, and what it actually creates each week of the pregnancy is just mind blowing. Yeah. And it's just one of those things, like I think I said before, and I just, the body fascinates me.
Yeah, 100%.
And the female body in particular, but with all of our hormones and everything in play, whether it comes to bodybuilding or, you know, building a baby. And, you know, it's just fascinating what the body is capable of.
Yeah, absolutely. Crazy. Yeah, this is going to be a bloody journey. I'll tell you what. Anyway, you're going to hear all about it, I'm sure.
But one of us is pregnant, and it's
me. I'm like, I can't believe I'm sitting here acting like as if I don't look like I am. Wish I was sponsored by Macca's though. Bloody hell.
Oh, yum, yum, yum.
Oh man, I'm like cheese, but like I actually thought that this was my mindset was that you know, when I first found out that I was going to have this really beautiful like healthy eating diet, like, you know, I would only eat fresh fruit.
Funny what you crave when you're pregnant. I'd love to hear what you will all crave when you're pregnant. There's some weird ones.
Okay, this was around about week 8. This is what I was eating, and this is probably going to make you spew, just this combination. But it was saladas with Crackle Barrel cheese, extra sharp, so it could only be that. Tomato with salt and pepper with tin smoked oysters on top. And to be honest, like at the time, I was just craving. So I was eating almost like a tin of smoked oysters from Aldi every day. Now I can't even stand the smell, sight, anything of them. But yeah, that was
so funny.
But that's it. But other than that, I haven't been craving anything but junk food.
Nice.
So now that I'm feeling better,
she's the perfect client.
Now that I'm feeling better, I'm like, okay, start making some better decisions now, because you can't blame your sickness on making shit choices.
I remember with my first, all I wanted was quiche.
Oh, really?
So we lived here on the Sunshine Coast, and we were out of town a little bit when I was pregnant with the first. And so to go to any supermarket or wherever, we had to jump in the car. And every single morning in those first few weeks, like the first 16 weeks, like, and that's usually when the cravings are the worst, when you're not feeling the best or whatever. The body, I don't know, going a bit loopy.
Wants what it wants.
Yeah. Anyway, so I would wake up in the morning and my hubby was like, what do you want for breakfast? I was like, quiche. I want quiche. He's like, yeah, cool. Like, anyway, there was a nice little bakery over the road. So we'd jump in the car, go over the road, we'd have quiche. Next morning, what do you want for breakfast? I'd be like, quiche. It went on for weeks. That poor bakery, every day would go in and I'd be having a quiche Lorraine on the plate every single day. Yeah. And then one day I just woke up and he's like, we're going for quiche. I'm like, nah.
I don't want it.
I'm done with quiche.
Yeah.
No more quiche.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much quiche I've eaten since then, but not a lot. I think you have enough of that one thing in those first 10 weeks or whatever time it is to laugh your lifestyle. It's so funny.
I was craving smoked oysters so much. I thought I cannot run out. So I went to Aldi and bought 20 tins. Right, 20 tins of smoked oysters, because they'll last. You know, I was like, but I'll never be without. I've got about 15 tins sitting in my cupboard. They've been there for about 6 weeks, and I haven't touched it since.
That's so funny. You won't eat them ever.
No,
you just look at them going,
100%. But anyway, yeah, those
so funny.
Yeah. I can't even blame, the whole baby brain thing as well too. A lot of I found that like everything I do now, especially at work, and I forget something, someone says, wow, baby brain. And I go, no, I didn't like that before. You can use that excuse if you want.
It's like prep brain.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that depletion, tiredness and whatever. It is actually a bit of a thing.
Yeah.
It's literally the brain doesn't have the capacity to work properly.
Yeah. Oh, shivers. Anyway, should we move on? I'm like... I'll be asking for pregnancy advice and mummy advice.
That'll be a good thing to come up every now and again. Like, there's a lot of people that want to know more information. So as we move through training, and then I think definitely we bring things up. And if anyone has any questions or anything around that, or
especially like training while pregnant as well too.
Nutrition, supplementation, all of that stuff. As we come across it, we'll share it along. But I'm not pregnant. Thank goodness for that.
I'm so annoyed I don't get to go to America.
You'll have to come to Vegas at the end of the year. October, bring the baby.
Yeah, you'll have to. We'll see how I cope first.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's been happening with you that you're not pregnant?
Thank goodness for that.
Rue, if you're watching this and you're like, what? She's not telling me something.
He would love more kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Rue would love more kids.
Yeah.
I honestly think he's secretly hoping at the end of my bodybuilding that
you would fall.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Too old.
Well,
not really.
I mean, I'm 38. I do plan on having 2. I mean, we'll see how this one goes. Then fingers crossed. I would really like to have 2. And I'm thinking about it going, I'll probably be in my 40s when I fall pregnant with my second one. But I
feel good. No.
But there's just a lot of I didn't realize there was a lot more to a geriatric pregnancy,
just a lot more testing and a little bit more stress and that sort of thing that they like to keep an eye on. I think that's the thing. But you're fit and healthy, I have no doubt.
And even you saw how worried I was all the time. It would be I was going to be getting a scan and I'd be panicked about that there'd be something wrong. And then I'd get the scan and I'd cry before and after, and I'd be like, I'll have 5 minutes of and then I'll go, okay, next scan is in 2 or 3 weeks, and it's this testing, and then you're worried up until then. So there's just so much worry. But I did hear, and you may have been the same or different, but you pretty much worry right up until your baby does get into that baby's in your arms, and you're like, 10 toes, 10 fingers, everything's
because
perfect,
you know what, we come back
fine.
to the bodybuilding this baby.
Yeah.
It's just up to your body. It's up to, you have no control.
Yeah.
And when you don't have control of something, that's when you worry about it, even though you shouldn't. But it's a hard one because you can't see it all the time. You can't feel it up until a certain stage. You just have to trust that
everything's okay.
Everything's going in the right place.
Gosh, as beautiful as it is, seeing your baby on the ultrasound, it's also very heart-stopping when the sonographer goes quiet and you're like,
wait.
What's going on? Why are you quiet for? What are you? What can you see that I don't know what I'm looking at? Oh, it's just bloody stressful. But anyway,
it's so good. So good. I'm so excited. So excited.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll wrap this baby chat up because it's not the special baby podcast. It's a special gay podcast.
Yeah. But
what's been happening? But so I just thought I'd share that with you. What's been going on?
What's been going on?
How's your how's the start? Where just about to hit Feb, or we're in Feb.
In February.
It's, yeah.
How fast has January gone? Like we had a little break over January, but...
Literally. It felt like it was 3 days long. Yeah.
Where did it go?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Year of the snake. Year of shedding.
Yeah.
Shit off.
Yeah.
Oh! I'm excited.
I suddenly pushed that baby out. It definitely wasn't ready. What was that? Did that move?
Oh
my
you're
gosh.
so funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, you the shedding shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited, and I feel like for a lot of people, January was a bit of a preparation mode for December, January. I reckon was a preparation. Like quite a few people around me, and good people. I feel like, like I have this inner instinctual thing that really good things are going to happen to good people.
Yes. Yeah.
Good things are going to happen to good people.
Yeah.
Like opposite karma. Like karma comes in both ways.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
It absolutely comes in both ways. And a lot of people, I think we talked about this a little bit before, like a lot of people that are close to us that are really beautiful people have had a lot of hard times in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But I feel like the tables are turning.
Yeah.
And so many people are saying that. And I'm not really into the year of the year, so the year of the usually.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hell yeah. It proper is the year of the snake. Like shed off the shit.
Yeah.
Cut the shit. Whether it be environment, people, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And move forward for you for everyday happiness.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where not just me, but a lot of people around me are going.
Yeah.
And I can see it in people too. Like when you walked in today, like you're glowing. And like, it's not just the pregnancy glow, but it's like, all right, we've dealt with a lot of shit. We're still dealing with shit, but we're like, we can see them move forward. We can see stuff moving forward.
You know what's really funny? Because I was like, because in our last couple of podcasts, we were talking about how, last year's done and dusted. This is our year. And then January hit and I was like, for fuck's sake, it's continuing.
Yeah.
So, and I really just had to go, no, it doesn't matter. Like, fuck it. January can piss right off with last year. We'll start again February.
But I still think the things that happened in January were setting
that
a total setup. January was hard. There was some teary days and hard days. I think we both had them. But actually there was lots of shifts in January that I'm really excited for.
Yeah.
I feel really good.
That's good.
As in body, mind, soul. So physically and mentally.
Yeah.
I probably feel the best I've felt in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, good. Well, we're kind of both feeling like that.
I really feel like, and anywhere I go at the moment, everyone just goes, whoa, you look really good.
Yeah.
And my response is, you know what? I feel really good.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
Like there's always going to be tough times. There's always going to be hurdles, blah, 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 blah. There's always shit to deal with. But if you're in a good, calm, happy place inside, it's easier to deal with the hurdles and the shit that's going on. But I feel so good.
Yeah.
So back to bodybuilding and competing, like that is the best place to be. And I can see my physique changing.
Yes.
Like we've talked about bodybuilding, body dysmorphia eyes.
Yeah.
We don't see it. Even I can see it.
Yeah.
Like, and for me to say that is huge.
Yeah.
Like I can see it changing. It looks like I'm a different genetic structured person.
Yeah, I think the photo that you...
I just showed you before.
Yeah,
like
you...
Completely different shape. So I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for the big, hard shit decisions that I made last year.
Yeah.
Because they have put me in the place that I am.
Yeah. And I feel like though, like as we were talking through those decisions that you had to make last year, which were like very difficult for you, and I could see it. It was the one thing that I love that you did is that you stuck to and made decisions based on what was best for you. the goals that you wanted to achieve, what was best for you and your family. And I remember having, whether this was in a podcast or whether we may have had it off, off camera, but like, making decisions that are based on what you want and what's best for you will always have a better, outcome than trying to people please and make sure that you're, not hurting anyone else's feelings. And, and I feel like that's what was really getting you down. Like that was really dragging you down. You were suffering from those consequences of putting other people before you. And that's just your nature. That's who you are as a person. And it was really, and I could see how uncomfortable it was for you to have to really push back on those around you, to focus on yourself, your goals and your family. But to see it now, like you just benefiting from that is fucking incredible. And it's just like, it's proof that, putting yourself first, being selfish and putting yourself first, even as uncomfortable as it is at the start, will always, work out for the better.
Always will. It always will. And it's so hard to do. Yeah. And I think that's probably one of the biggest lessons I took from last year, like making those decisions. And one of the biggest ones was changing coaches, right? So making that decision was really, really hard. On so many different levels for me. Yeah. And it took its toll on me, didn't it? Like definitely emotionally. I was messy there for a little while. Yeah. A long while. Yeah. Yeah.
You were still holding it together on the forefront. Even with everything that you were dealing with though. So I've got to bloody credit you for that.
I think that's the I was actually talking about this with a client this morning. Yeah. And I think you have to make the decision, not like you always have goals and whatever, projections and whatever you want to do in the future, but ultimately you have to make decisions on what's going to make you happy on the daily. Yeah. And if you're unhappy on the daily, even if you reach those goals, like, are you really going to be happy? Because it was such a struggle and such a effort and emotional turmoil, or really hard, or it's not going to make you happy. And if you're happy doing exactly what you want to do every single day, and making the decisions then to what you need to do to reach those goals, but still making it happy every single day, your happiness is the ultimate, right? Isn't it? It's the ultimate sprinkle of superpower. And that happiness and calmness every day, like there's nothing that matches that feeling.
100%.
Like, that feeling, that calmness of not having those 50,000 voices inside your head, not having that scrunching paper noise inside your head that's driving you fucking crazy because you're so overwhelmed with what's going on, or how that person's feeling, or am I going to upset that person, or am I doing the right thing, or am I going to make enough money? Am I going to achieve that? Whatever it may be. But even though you have those big goals, like I do too, I still make the decision on, am I happy every single day? Yes. Yeah. And that was a big one in those decisions. Yeah. I wasn't happy. Yeah. Yeah. And it was evident. Yeah. Yeah. But don't even though you're going through a shitstorm, I think one of the biggest things, and you've seen what you've just said, I didn't let go of the things that made me happy. Yeah. And the things that make me happy is my lifestyle, and that's training, eating towards my plan, and achieving my goals. Yeah. So even though I went through a really hard time, not once did I miss a training session, not once did I miss a meal. Yeah. And so even though it was a hard time, and a few people said, how have you still continued to change your physique the way you have? Going through that. I said, because there's no way I'm going to jeopardize my happiness.
I believe we call it discipline.
And it is discipline. But it's discipline towards
happiness.
That smile on my face. Even though there wasn't a smile, but there was those things during the day that they make me happy. Yeah. So I made sure that I still ticked as many boxes as I possibly can. Yeah. With tears in my eyes. Yeah, yes. And
but it's true. Look, I've spoken about I'm not sure if I've done it on the podcast or if I've actually spoken about it on air. And It's something that I lived by for a very long time. And it was that, when you wake up in the morning, that you choose happiness, regardless of what's going on in your life. You just choose happiness. And that means doing, if you wake up and you're like, eyes open, you're like, I am going to be happy today. So, you do things that make you happy. And for many years, that was very easy for me to do. I was waking up every morning and I was just automatically happy. No, I didn't even really have to think about it. I trained myself to think that way. And I would talk about it on air to my listeners and be like, choose happiness every morning. Well, the last, 18, it was, a year and a bit of my life, I was going through a very tough time where, I wasn't actively waking up and choosing happiness because I just relied on it automatically being there. But fucking hell, it's hard.
It's hard.
And I feel so bad. It was easy for me at the time when I was telling people because it was something automatic. But when you actively have to choose happiness, the first thing that you do every morning so that your day continues is actually very difficult.
And that's why I say, choose, make decisions on your happiness every day rather than a big goal.
Yeah.
Because you live every day. Yeah. Your big goal is one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it be a wedding, whether it be stage,
a baby,
whether it be a baby, even that birth is one day.
Yeah.
And you've got the baby every day after that till death do you part.
Yeah.
And in your pregnancy, you're living that every day. So choosing steps, even though you have that big goal in mind and that you're choosing steps to go towards that big goal, but essentially you have to choose and make decisions on your happiness every day.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost as simple as, I shouldn't say easy, but
simple as going,
but there's a decision and you go, does it make me happy? Yes, no. If it's a no, then off you go. You know what I mean? It's just constantly asking that question. Does this make me happy? Yes or no? If it's a yes, keep it in. If it's a no,
and
let it go.
And you know what? Sometimes even that simple decision of, is that going to make me happy on the daily or is it not going to make me happy on the daily? That will help you make a decision, like I was talking to the client this morning that you came in on, of whether you actually have that big goal, you do go and chase that big goal or not, or whether you postpone it or whether you can it completely. Yeah. Because if every day is unhappy to get that big goal, is it worth it?
Yeah. If you're not enjoying the journey, of course,
morning sickness, a little bit different.
When you don't have a choice,
you don't have a choice that's different. Yeah, of course. But of course, there's different, situations. But I'm sure there's a lot of situations that you can relate to. With that. Yeah. If you're in a pickle of making a big decision, what's going to make you happy?
Yeah.
On the daily.
Yeah.
Don't suffer every single day for something that's going to be.
And also too, just while we're on that, because I want to talk about, regrets as well too, because a lot of people are indecisive on certain things because they're worried they're going to make the wrong decision. And my motto on regrets is, if you make a decision because you're like, this is what I wanted and this is what makes me happy, and then a couple of years down the track you're like, what a fucking mistake. Most of my relationships have been like that. I look back and go, what the fuck was I thinking? But then I always say to myself, at the time it was that's what I wanted, and that was the best decision for me. It made me happy and I loved it. Move on. So be more forgiving when it comes to your decision making, and just, if you are having to make a decision, if you love it right there and then, go for it. Because later on in life, or later on, if you go, fuck, that was a bad decision, you just go, oh, that's what I wanted.
It's easier to pass off that, oh, fuck, that was a bad decision, than the regret of not doing it.
That too, yeah.
Much easier to pass off and forgive yourself for making a mistake than making the mistake of not doing it. Yeah. Because that regret will stay with you always.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially if you're a perfectionist, which I sometimes, in certain elements in my life, I am. And what I've worked out is that nothing fucking happens. If you're trying to perfect things all the time, it's obviously different when it comes to bodybuilding because
I love talking about perfection actually, because I love to chase perfection.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, oh, like that's
a never-ending thing.
It's a never-ending thing.
Yeah.
It's not good. You shouldn't chase perfection because there's perfection doesn't exist. And I always have this thing of never ever limit yourself. Never limit your capabilities. Never limit your capacity to do something.
Yeah.
Never limit anything.
Yeah.
Don't put a limit on something.
Yeah.
And comparing yourself to someone else is putting a limit on something.
Yeah.
Putting a number towards something is putting a limit on something. Like your capabilities may be beyond that. So I always say don't, like I love the chasing of perfection because it's limitless.
Yeah.
You know, you can always better yourself, always
Yeah.
better yourself, always better yourself.
Yeah.
As long as you don't turn that into a self-doubt of I'm never achieving.
Yeah.
Because achieving something and having the feeling, that magical feeling on the
Yeah.
other side of achievement
Yeah.
is also very, very important to keep progressing,
Yeah.
stay consistent
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that sort of thing
Well, it
too.
goes back to our
So-
chat where we were talking about making goals before a goal ends as well too, to keep yourself progressing.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I cut
Yeah.
you off.
But no, that's all right. Yeah.
You're like, great,
So
now I
think
lost what I was going to say.
I love perfectionists.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well, that's all right
Yeah.
then.
I love you.
See, but usually mine's more just like not like, you know, for example, I won't start something unless it's perfect. Do you know what I mean?
See, then that goes back to the regret of not doing
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's a yeah.
Yeah. That's why when it came to, you know, starting this podcast, I remember at the start just going, I need to do this. We need to have all these things. And then it was just like, fuck, it's going to be like 3 years by the time we start. And I was like, and I remember saying to you, fuck it, let's just start. We'll have 10 podcast episodes out by the end of the year. Let's just start and we'll just start and then just see where, you know, see where this goes. But yeah, it's because I had to stop myself from going, no, we don't have a studio
and this and
you
that,
know, we're not going to have the, you know, the vision of where this was going and what we want to achieve from it. What we needed in that, you know, to do that. But the reality of it is that we both know what we're doing. You know what you're talking about because it's about you.
I hope so.
I've been talking shit for the last 10 years of my life. You know, and it's not really, you know, we can just get started. So that's where I'm talking about perfectionism of like, you know, wanting things to be perfect before I even start it, so everything's just seamlessly going to go. But, you know, having to go, you know what, fuck it, let's just go. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, they do say when you're stewing over doing something or not doing something, if you stewing over it, it uses up more energy to stew over it than actually just getting in and doing it.
That is true. That, you know what, I can, and yeah, that's when it comes to
that's
cleaning.
it.
That comes to cleaning. When it comes to
Because
cleaning.
it's exhausting, isn't it? You're like, oh, I should do it, I shouldn't do it, oh, should I do it, shouldn't I do it, I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. And you stew.
Yeah.
You could have had it done by
You could,
time.
absolutely. Yeah. It's me in almost every aspect of my life. I've just got to do.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. It's like, it's kind of like, you know, for those of you that don't like, you know, want to remain fit or get into fitness, but you hate getting up and dread going to training or whatever. You know that as soon as you get in that gym door or to start your first workout, it's perfect. And you're so grateful that you know, and you're like, why do I even complain about it? You know, it's just like you automatically will just, you don't even think about having to go to the gym. And there's nowhere, do I want to? It's just do it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's lifestyle,
Yeah.
So
Oh
funny.
gosh. Well,
no, I feel really good. I'm super excited for this year.
Yeah.
Physique wise, we're tracking perfectly.
Perfect.
If not, we're ahead of the game. Coach is extremely happy.
Yeah.
He's actually going to come on the podcast.
Yes, I was just about to say I'm really excited to get him on. But it's just the way you talk about him as well too. And he just seems so knowledgeable. This guy knows his shit, and I'm just like, I'm so excited just to be like, throw so many questions. I just feel like he's going to really, give us an insight on you as well too.
Yeah, I think we'll split it up into a couple of episodes actually. I did have a super quick chat to him about it, and he's like, yeah, you just say the word and I'll come on.
Yeah.
One episode we'll do about like me. Yeah, like physique, competing, whatever, how he sees me as a coach, whatever. You can ask him whatever.
Yeah.
But it's another one we'll do maybe a bit more about the science of behind competing and getting a physique to stage and what he will do with me on a scientific physiological level. Like that's quite interesting to get that
insight
right?
Like,
but I keep saying to him, like, I feel great.
Yeah.
I just feel so good.
And I feel
so
like,
excited.
do you think it's like a bit of like your confidence in him as well too is what is making you feel really great?
I think so.
As well?
I think so. Definitely it plays a role.
Yeah. Well, it takes that away from you. It's something you don't have to think about. You've got someone else that is, thinking that is, that you trust and is going to give you the results that you want, that you don't have to, it's not weighing on you on top of everything.
And I think, what, I'm a little bit excited about a different style of coaching as well.
Yeah.
So changing coaches means that things change.
Yeah.
And I have to be open to that. I've always been coachable.
Yeah.
Even though I have a knowledge base myself. I think I'm good at putting that aside and taking on, like, this is how we're going to do things and taking that on and learning along the way.
Yeah.
Like, I love doing that. So... and I'm loving being able to openly and honestly just say why, explain. What does that do? Why are we doing that? How long will that take? You know, and the answers, the in-depth answers that come back are just loving it. Like I'm thriving off it. I think. So things will definitely be done differently. Already things are being done differently, and the plan that I've seen that we're going to be doing, like leading into shows.
And the results that you've seen already.
So different. So I'm really excited about that. And because it is different, I just have to trust it.
100%.
Yeah, because I've not done it before. It's totally different. I don't know how I'm going to feel, so I'm excited about that.
Change is as good as a holiday.
Yeah. And if it's someone who has got the results before you, you trust that they have, so
because what are we 5 months away?
If I do July, end of July, then it's under 6 months.
Shivers.
Which means need to stuck in skinny again.
Girl, you just give me all your extra calories that you're not allowed to eat.
You're right.
Oh gosh, let's wrap this one up. Oh my gosh, so huge changes. New coach, I'm pregnant. It's all happening around about July.
It's exciting. So exciting.
All right.
So exciting.
We'll catch you guys then. Bye. Love you.
Ready?